The speaker is going to be a Buddhist representative, a Buddhist speaker, the Venerable Tejadhammo Bhikku. Could I ask you to come to the speaker's rostrum, please? Thank you. Yes, you're right ahead.
So thank you very much, everyone, for inviting me along. A Buddhist response to this can be very shorter than 5 minutes, and that's because within the Buddhist tradition there's no creation story as such, and the Buddha's response when he was asked by various people about creation, about whether the universe is finite or infinite, and so on, the Buddha's answer was silence. And when people complained about this, which is inevitable, because people want answers, and they didn't understand that silence was the answer, the Buddha said that there are certain questions, the answers to which are inconceivable. And one of those is the origin of the universe. Inconceivable in the sense that it's impossible for the human mind to wrap itself around something like that, since it's a product of the thing that it's actually trying to deal with. So the two things that struck me in the film, the first one was fishy compassion, which had never occurred to me before, when he mentioned that maybe that was the origin of compassion, and they showed a shot of a fish rescuing its baby fish. I'm not sure I buy that, but anyway. I think compassion is a little bit more than that. But the thing I was most struck by, strangely, was the very end, the word gratitude, which came up. Because it seems to me that the Buddha places a great emphasis on gratitude. In Pali it's katanyu. And he says that the person who does not have gratitude is uncivilized and uncultured. And what he means by that is that the person who doesn't have gratitude fails to understand their connection with other human beings and other sentient beings. And because of that, and because of greed and in all its forms, because of hatred in all its forms and aversion, and because of the deluded thinking, then suffering arises. So I was very struck by the fact that the film ended with that word, gratitude, because in the teaching of the Buddha, at least, that's very important. The Buddha was very much a pragmatist and was concerned, he said often, with suffering and the ending of suffering, overcoming suffering. So he wasn't interested in as much as we might like him to be interested in contemporary scientific issues, he was not interested. He was interested in human suffering and how do we overcome suffering. So although a lot of Western Buddhists like the idea that the Buddha or Buddhism and modern science somehow are paralleling each other, I think the Buddha would have a different view. So the two important things, I think, were the gratitude and the idea of compassion were in the film.